to prove to you that the mainstream media is heavily into the CIA, guys. Last night, I was watching TV, and several times I've seen this happen, to where they're targeted individuals or conservatives with their bullshit news. I have rental property, and I have to be very careful of who I rent to. Almost everybody that I get that replies to my property is a psyop, terrorist, a murderer, a person who's going to destroy my property, sue me, or whatever. I mean, this is total black government, CIA operative placing people in our properties to do us harm. And it's a fact. Stop us from making a living. It's racketeering. It's, you name it. Okay? So last night I'm watching Fox News and I hear this lady say, "Be careful of fake renters' ads. They're fake." Really? If these people don't respond to you, then they're probably fake. So listen to this. If I don't respond to these people, okay, which are nothing but terrorists that are inquiring on my property, and I can read their profile and I can tell, you remember I used to be in banking and I used to read people's profiles, and I can tell by reading their profile if the bank is going to give them a loan. So it's kind of the same thing. I can read a renter's profile and tell you if they're fake or they really want a property. So I read the profile and I say, well, this is not the tenant that I want in my property. Now, Fox News is letting everybody know that they're going to take down our advertising online if we're a fake renter. And the way that they propagated the story is that people are taking ads and putting them over other ads. They're copying ads. Now, that's another tactic that I've noticed. Whenever I have a rental property, listen to this. Let's say my property needs to be rented. So I'll do a search and I'll find maybe 3 houses in my area that are rental properties. Okay? By the time I put mine online and a couple of days pass, guess what? There'll be like 20 fake houses on the websites. I'm not even going to mention the websites. I don't want to give them that satisfaction. So it'll go from like 3 available properties to like 20. So what they're doing is they're saying, oh, be aware of that house. And they're recruiting people, is what they're doing. They're recruiting people. In other words, when people call and they're looking for properties, they're actually hiring them to rent your property. They're paying them money. This is really going on. This is how dark and crooked that they are. So once again, I'm going to tell you this. Whenever I put my properties on the internet, okay, I will do a search and I'll find out my competition and what their price is. And I will be very competitive based on the square feet. I will find 2 or 3 properties in my area. Seriously, there's not many houses for rent. After a couple of days after I put mine online, then I will find like 20 fake apartment houses for rent. There'll be tons of them. There'll be all kind of, I'll look on the map and there'll be like 20 of them fitting my profile. You know, whether it's a 2-bedroom, what they'll do is put a bunch of 2-bedrooms on. If it's a 4-bedroom, then they'll put a bunch of 4-bedrooms on. This is how they're doing it. And then somehow they're communicating with these renters and saying, okay, we'll pay you money if you target this guy. And then they'll say, oh, he's a terrible person. He beats women, blah, blah, blah. This is exactly what they're doing, which is not true. I'm far from a terrible person. I'm probably the best landlord that exists in this area by far. And I am not a terrible person, unlike all the fake reports that people have been paid to file against me. So here's another tactic of the left against conservatives that are just trying to make a living, trying to survive, and they're trying to stop us from surviving. Just like Hitler did. Hitler did the same thing. Exact same thing. Just like Jesus Christ, he couldn't live a normal life because people wanted to kill him everywhere he'd go. Even at his birth, they wanted to chop his head off before he was even born. Mary and Joseph was running from the law. And they weren't running from the law because they were criminals. They were running from the law because they were conservatives. They were good people. That's the only reason. And today is the exact same situation. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and the Obamas and the Bushes just might as well be Pontius Pilate. Period. There's no difference. All right, guys. I love you all. Peaceful nonconformity. But you need to let the Democrats know that you have a lot of guns. Okay? Use it only for your protection and when you desperately need it. Because these people have control of weather modification, earthquake technology, tidal wave technology, through electromagnetic directed energy weapons. They can set your house on fire, so you better be armed to the hilt. Okay, that's why they want your guns. All right, guys, much love.